Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kim Ward, certified probate real estate advisor, and my team and I have been helping executors, administrators, and trustees for decades selling homes here in San Diego, California in probate or a trust. When it comes to selling a probate house or a house in a trust, there are circumstances where the process, it may take longer than traditional home sales. When selling a house in probate, one significant factor contributing to this delay is the decision to sell the property as is versus making any house repairs. Executors, administrators, and trustees may face challenges if the heirs are located out of state or lack the resources and the inclination to make house repairs before selling the probate house or home in a trust. In such cases, navigating lender requirements for improvements or house repairs, it can be a bit complex, especially if they aren't addressed prior to putting the probate house or home in a trust on the market. Recently, we had the pleasure of helping Susan with a home that she was responsible for as the trustee. When we went through the home, we did determine that a few repairs could be very helpful to how buyers would view the house, and she agreed to those repairs. I also explained to her that there was peeling paint on the outside of the house, and she didn't quite want to take care of it, so we put the house on the market with a little bit of peeling paint here and there, and I explained to her that there's a lot of buyers that have FHA loans or VA loans, and both of those types of loans, you can't have any peeling paint. Of course, we received multiple offers on the property, and the highest and best offer, it was an FHA offer. And I explained to Susan that if she chose to accept that offer, there was most likely going to be appraisal conditions. And that means that the appraiser would come to the property, take a look at everything, and would note things that would need to be corrected in order for the FHA buyer to obtain the loan. Well, it turned out that there was a lot more on that list of the appraisal conditions, and it cost about $5,000 to have a lot of peeling paint scraped and primed and painted. Some doors needed to be replaced that had been in poor condition, and there were a few other things. But the reality is, we accepted that offer because it was a full $52,000 above the list price, and that's what we wanted to do, is get the highest price and the best terms for that sale. And once we knew what conditions the appraiser had for the FHA loan, we sprung into action, got the bids for Susan, she agreed to them, and then we managed those repairs. As you can imagine, Susan was outrageously happy because we made an extra $45,000 for the estate, even after paying for the repairs that the appraiser needed to have done in order to have the appraisal be okay. Now let's talk about the importance of property condition in a traditional sale, probate house or a house in a trust. Selling a house in its outdated or run-down state often leads to difficulties in finding buyers that are willing to pay market value. Today, the largest group of home buyers, millennials, typically seek move-in ready properties, mostly because they don't know how to do any house repairs, but also because they have to get back to work to pay for their large mortgage. On another note, lenders may require certain house repairs or improvements, like I spoke about earlier, to be completed as a condition of the loan, leaving sellers in a situation where they end up spending the money they had hoped to save by selling the property as is, while still accepting a lower sale price. But we have helped many of our clients with cost-effective repairs, so not to worry. Our clients sometimes ask what can be paid out of an estate account. If there are estate funds available, such as an estate bank account or some smaller assets can be sold, it is wise to consider investing a portion of those assets in improving the property before putting it on the market. By doing so, the house repairs will take a few weeks in most cases, but you can sell the house a few weeks later while maximizing its selling price and, of course, getting a lot more buyer interest. So next is house repairs while avoiding excessive delays. It may be important to allocate resources for necessary house repairs or improvement projects, and it is equally important to avoid excessively delaying the probate house or home in a trust sale. A balance must be struck between ensuring the property is in an appealing condition and promptly getting it on the market. We recently helped with a house in a trust that in Chula Vista, California, and with the work that we organized and took care of for our client, maintaining what was happening, even me going and getting the paint, because I picked the paint colors, we ended up having the interior painted and the exterior painted. I had to put some new coverings on the outside patio because it was all broken plastic stuff. So I ordered from Amazon some really pretty light gray cloth that went on there and some other things. We did these repairs. And we had to do it because the house was in okay condition, but there had been tenants in it for the last 5 years. And when they moved out, they ended up filling up holes and stuff in the walls and then painting over it with a different color paint. So everything had to be painted. The story about this, I'm telling you, is because yes, we invested $25,000 in the property, but we ended up making much, much more. That $25,000 turned into, I believe, around $60,000 gain for the seller. Plus, we got what the seller wanted, which was a fairly quick sale and really good terms. But to illustrate the potential drawbacks of extensive do-it-yourself repairs, consider a situation shared by one of our clients. They dedicated estate funds for house repairs and several months into preparing the probate house for sale, working jobs during the week and fixing up the property on weekends, all while coping with grief. However, had they hired contractors to address the necessary house repairs, the house would have been sold significantly quicker. In this particular scenario, the cost of maintaining the probate house for an extended period offset any additional gains from improvements. By investing in professional assistance, they could have not only covered the expense, but also expedited the probate house sale process. So it's again important through this process to balance priorities. While grieving, it can be challenging to focus on financial considerations. However, as an executor, administrator, or trustee, it is essential to address these matters. Collaborate with your certified probate real estate agent or an agent that is an expert in helping with estate homes to evaluate the financial implications of selling as is, hiring a contractor, or undertaking the house repairs yourself. Through careful calculations, you can determine the most financially prudent approach that aligns with the available funds from the estate funds in the estate bank account and the estate's goals. When it comes to selling a probate house or a home in a trust, leveraging estate funds to enhance the property's condition before putting it on the market can be a strategic move. By striking that balance between necessary house repairs and avoiding unnecessary delays, you can attract buyers and secure the best possible sale price. Work closely with your certified probate real estate agent to make informed decisions that maximize the estate's returns while considering the emotional and financial aspects of the process. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe, the bell button, and if you have comments, please put them down below. We'll be sure to read them and answer them.